I need $1 bad.
We are live. Welcome back. Thursday Player Prop Edition. Shout out Connor Harden, our host. He is unfortunately out, having a couple drinks watching the game. Tony Fenster's got work tomorrow, so us four are just going to be rocking this one out. Shouldn't be too long here. It doesn't sound like we have a crazy amount of picks, but hopefully we have some winners in here. So we'll kind of just jump right into it. I guess starting off with the London game, Jacksonville Jaguars versus Bears. Luke, I know you had some honorable mentions. I assume Brian Thomas might be one of these.
Brian Thomas is just going to be a shot every week until they get his receiving line to where it should be. I'm not going to bet this week, though, because I am scared as...
Corey, talk to me, brother.
Let's go. Come on. You and me. You and me. Let's go.
Thomas shit, Luke.
All right, fair enough.
They wrote
Please
me
tell
off.
me
They
it's
didn't
not
write back.
Kenneth. It's not Kenneth, right? Okay.
It's
Go.
locking. It's locking.
All right.
And by the way, how did Debo's rushing stats look? Even with Mason out this game, he ends with 14 rushing yards.
It's incredible, honestly, how everyone can run in that offense but him. I guess we can just...
They tried to give him a carry, and he ran after the whistle and got hurt or something.
Yeah, he came right back after. He came right back. I guess we'll just do Thursday night recap here a little bit. Because I don't really... I'm going to shout Brian Thomas because they keep setting his line at about 60 yards. I just hate this matchup for him. I really do. But every week until that starts getting into the 70s, I would consider taking it every week. But yeah, Seahawks just scored to get it to a 5-point game. Kyle Shanahan with a lead is the worst coach in the NFL, worst play caller in the NFL.
Seattle still has 3 timeouts. This game is not over quite yet.
But shout out Debo Samuel cashing me and Connor's bet in the first quarter. Jordan Mason with an absolutely abysmal sell job, hurting his shoulder in the second quarter, 6 yards. Well, he came back, and that's what got us to 6 or 7 yards away from hitting his 80 and a half over. That's a pretty brutal lay there for Fenster. I'm sure he's going to have words about it at some point because he was cursing him out, calling him a pussy in the group chat, saying he needs to go defend his job from this fucking bum who can't do anything. Every time Fenster loses a bet, he takes it personally with the player. The D'Amico Ryans rant was a great little intro into that world of him just personally vilifying anyone who loses him a bet. But yeah.
If he was sharp like me, he would have took him at plus 70.
And Brant and Corey just hit their over. Sorry, I forgot to. Sorry. Everybody's in green here except
over
for
was easy. It was never in doubt.
Connor had a different bet. What was Connor's other bet that he had?
He had Debo over rushing
75 plus
and Brock Purdy over 1.5 passing touchdowns.
Yep. Connor had
Fenster also had. Go ahead.
Did he jump on the 49ers team total over as well?
That was Connor or
Fenster. And Fenster had that. So Fenster hit that for 1 unit. So Fenster's down 2 units tonight. Connor's still pending on Debo. He needs 2 catches on this drive here.
Debo only has 3 catches.
Yeah, it's so tough. Bad game script.
Yeah, anybody else got anything Jaguars Bears? I've got nothing other than the Brian Thomas show.
It's an interesting DeAndre Swift game because he's been featured more in the offense. But like I said in the last game, I think that the Jags.
Oh my God!
Will he go down?
Far behind.
Garendo
score?
No, he's gonna. Well, no, he went down.
Oh.
Was it Debo?
No, it's Garendo.
But the Jags front, like I said, I think maybe a little underrated. So it's not a spot I love, despite Swift definitely trending up, but just something to watch. I don't know. And they're still giving Roshan the goal line touches, so that's something to monitor.
I was wanting to look at Caleb's pass yard total, but they've set it at 240 to adjust for how atrocious the Jags D is, and I don't like taking a rookie QB in London.
Yeah, that's too high.
240 yards.
That game actually. Or under on Caleb.
For Caleb, yeah. I mean, yeah, when they set it that high, I agree. Being in London and all. This line's also moved a decent amount.
It's going to rain.
1.5. There's an 1.5.
It will be pouring rain.
Sorry, I was kind of paying attention to the game.
Corey, you got anything in that game, or are you ready to move on?
No, I was just looking at the under on Caleb. Did anybody else have anything? So I can write it down? No.
Nope.
No.
I didn't have any official plays.
Okay.
we are gonna. Do you guys want to do the recap for Thursday night yet, or do you want to say that we could probably do it at the end real quick?
I still think the 2 timeouts that the Seahawks have can. Yeah, it's not over yet.
Okay, we'll move on and then we'll come back to it once the game ends. Moving into the first 1 o'clock game, we have Browns at Philadelphia Eagles. This line has jumped a full point up to 9.5 now. I do have a play in this. Does anybody else have a play?
No.
I'm gonna try and be sharp here. Like I said, I'm more betting on game script here. I'm gonna go Hurts under 228.5 passing yards. Let me try and find real quick while I'm looking. Let's see. I just
Can I?
figured. Yeah, go ahead, Brant.
I said this on the last podcast too, but the Browns are without 3 of their 4 starters in the secondary in this game.
I understand it. Like I said, it's more so game script. I expect him to be up early. He's only hit this line. He is getting Devontae Smith and AJ Brown back, especially coming off bye. He's only hit this. He's 2-2 on this line on the year. And those other games smashed it when he did hit it. But it's more so just I have no faith in this Browns.
Touchdown.
I don't know who exactly is the Eagles' backup. I forget, but I think it could be a spot.
Kenny Pickett.
Yeah. So I could even see Kenny Pickett getting some playing time here. Just honestly, just because it's a blowout. It's more so it's a riskier bet. I don't love it per se. I'm only putting 1 unit on it, Corey. But I think it could be a good spot. I'm trying to be sharp and hopefully they'll just run this ball. We'll see. And plus, I think the Browns might fucking turn it over a lot. I mean, they seem to give up good field position. So it's like, I don't think he's going to have a lot of yards to work with most of the time. So like I said, I'm just going to rock with that and see how it does. Because I'm a big under on Hurts passing yards this year. He hasn't proven to me that he should be hitting this line all that much, but we'll see.
Right. Well, he hasn't had his top 2 receivers. I said on Tuesday, if you can find a book that is offering Jameis to throw a touchdown, whether Watson gets benched or whether it's garbage time because they're getting blown out, I think Jameis gets into this game in some way. But it's not on DraftKings right now, so.
Saquon's line set at 82.5 this game. I find that very interesting.
Is Myles Garrett healthy?
I believe so. I believe he's playing from what I saw, but it's a weird line for sure. But all right, anything else on this game, fellas? It's kind of a shitter. A lot of money. I kind of hope this Eagles team loses just because Connor will be down like 60 units after this. Just be funny for the pod. But getting to game of the week, Houston Texans rolling in to Drake May's now Patriots in Gillette. I have 2 plays for this game. I imagine you guys probably don't have anything for this game.
Nothing.
Can I guess, Hunter? Can I guess?
You can guess, yes.
Oh, well, I guess you said this on the pod, though. Stephon Diggs under?
No, I don't have it. I found a better line in the Texans receiving core that I do like. Corey, I'll be throwing 2 units on Tank Dell over 56.5.
I was looking at that
receiving yards.
I do like that.
I imagine that Seagon, like I said in the pod, is going to be shadowing pretty much Stephon Diggs most of the way here. And if you've watched this Texans team, Dell's had his opportunities. He's definitely not shown out with his yards. I believe he's only averaging 33 yards per game this season. But if there ever was a spot for him to have a good game with Nico Collins out, it should be this one.
How many receiving yards?
56.5 at minus 115. 2 units, please. And then second play is just a homer bet. And I think this line is absurdly low, but it'll be Drake May over 61.5 passing yards. This line opened up at 154.5 and has moved up 7 total yards. So I'm just kind of planning for game script here, and 2, it's just I think we're gonna see a whole new offense. We saw it in preseason with him. He can air this ball out. He can throw the deep shots, unlike we couldn't do with the Brissett. So I'm just hoping that 161.5 nowadays shouldn't be that hard to get, but it's a good Houston defense. But more so just playing game script again on this one. So I'm gonna rock with my boy 2 units minus 120 Corey on over 161.5 for May.
I'm good on this one.
Yeah,
Cool.
This game sucks.
Thanks. I'll be tuned in. Fun one. I imagine Finster had some in this. Washington Commanders going on the road into Baltimore. Line hasn't moved that much. Ravens are up to -7 now. Only half a point movement here. But if anybody's got anything, hit me.
I got one on this one.
I have one as well.
I have Rashad Bateman, 40+ receiving yards at +145. He's hit this 3 out of 5 this year. Commanders' defense is booty cheeks, specifically their DBs. They've been playing a lot better the last couple weeks, but they've also played like Deshaun Watson. Burrow carved these guys up. Lamar's playing some of the best football of his career. I expect him to air it out. He's also been spreading the wealth with this team. Not a lot of guys are getting involved. Like Bateman's been more involved than I thought he would be. He's still not having like crazy games, but he's hit, as I said, 40+ 3 out of 5 times this year. I just like their outside receivers to get open in this game, so I'm going to take it. 40 is not too much, and you're getting plus money on that. I like it.
It's not very many yards, but I do have to say I'm just always hesitant to bet on a guy that's not that good. And Rashad Bateman is not a very good player.
First round pick.
He is leading the league in separation.
Nope.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, according to what?
Yeah, where did you see that
I
stat?
saw that today on ESPN.
Rashad Bateman for the Baltimore Ravens.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, he's separating himself.
Do you know what,
from,
Joel? I love that
me
stat.
betting
He's
on
leading, guys. He's leading the league in separation. Bet him. It's only 40+, and you're getting plus money. That's a steal. What's your pick, Corey?
A lot of the same reasons for Luke. This Commanders or this Ravens secondary is booty butt. Fucking Burrow torched them. So I'm just taking Jaden Daniels over in passing yards in this game. Also, I think the game script is kind of going to help him with this. I think the Ravens are going to be up. So
You want to give us a number?
It is
226.5.
currently 226.5 at -115.
I think that's sharp, Corey.
1 unit.
That is hilarious, Corey. I will be putting 2 units on that as well. He has hit this 4 out of 5 games. The only game being week 1 against Tampa Bay, where he obviously ran all over them. I don't know why this line is so low. It kind of worries me it's this low because he's cleared it pretty easily, I might add, and all the others. But I will be rocking with that as well.
Yeah, give me a unit on that. I think the Ravens secondary outside of Kyle Hamilton is overrated. I think Humphrey has had 2 straight not great years.
Picked off Burrow, though.
If he didn't kill me last week, I would be fading you guys and taking his under as another hate watch, but he killed my hate watch last week, so I'm not doing it.
This is not a bet that I'm saying like that Daniels has like reached any type of new level as a player. It's just more of a fate of the Ravens secondary for me.
Yeah, I think Burrow's just way better than Jaden Daniels. I don't think we can overreact to how bad he torched them. I think he was.
That's not factoring into my bet at all. The Bengals are not factoring into this at all.
Yeah. All right, we'll keep it moving. Another fun game. Arizona on the road in Green Bay. I imagine somebody has something on this. I would think.
I have one as well.
Okay, hit me, Corey.
I'm taking Kyler over 214 passing yards at -115 as well. I like the game script. Same thing with Jaden Daniels. I like the game script in this game. The Packers should be up in this one. Also, Packers secondary is giving up 243.5 yards per game this season to opposing quarterbacks. Sorry?
Is Jair back yet?
It doesn't matter.
He's on the injury report. I don't know that it's sure or not whether he's going to play yet.
Okay.
Does anybody else have anything in this one?
How about how low these passing totals are this year? I remember a time, I'm old enough to remember when good quarterbacks were at 290 every week.
Big Ben, back in that season when he was averaging 45 attempts a game.
Right. Even Burrow, Mahomes, Rodgers, these guys used to be at fucking 280, 290 every week.
I didn't peep Burrows, but I'm going to bet the rest of the season Burrows' total is going to be about 270 with how this fucking defense is playing.
Now it takes Rodgers to throw the ball 50 times to get 240 yards.
Literally. Do you know what Burrows is this week, Luke? I haven't looked.
I don't know. I'm going to bet it's like 265.
Hang on. I got it right here. I'll tell you. It is...
Save it.
260.
Yeah, that was pretty close. I would like to shout out, I'm not going to bet it. I have him in fantasy, though. Jordan Love's passing yards. I would like to shout that out. He's probably going to smack this line. It is at 257.5. Probably going to smack that. Cardinals defense isn't that good. They love to air it out with him, but I'm not going to place a unit on it because I have him in fantasy. So I've already got enough riding on it.
Something interesting I just found out too. They do not have Dontavian Wicks line out for anything. They have Dobbs.
He's questionable.
Huh. Okay.
He's hurt.
Well, that makes sense for last week.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Anything else on this game, fellas?
Nope. I got one for next game though.
Perfect. Tampa Bay heading to New Orleans in the Dome. Mike Evans, Marshawn Lattimore fight odds. Wish we could get them, but we can't. So we're sticking with player props. Luke, take it away.
Mike Evans, number 100. Give me a unit Mike Evans anytime TD score. 100th receiving touchdown is happening on Marshawn Lattimore's head. He's going to frame the picture. He's going to take the ball. He wants it bad. They're going to get it to him. Anytime TD score, Mike Evans, plus 145.
145. I'm going to tell you on that. I'm throwing a unit.
Thank you.
I also will. Group ride Thursday night. Throw a unit on it for me, Corbett.
Come on, Brad.
You want in on that?
I wasn't listening.
It's an anytime TD score. You hate him, but it's Mike Evans for his 100th TD, plus 145.
Ooh.
Against a team he statistically has torched in the past, but
yeah. Come on, do it.
Give it to me. Give it to me.
Joel's on it.
Joel's on
I
it.
am ontologically opposed to anytime TD score bets. I can't do it.
Respect.
All right.
Respect.
That's the only play I got in that one.
That was kind of dumb by me to tail Luke's there, but I love it so much. My play is also an anytime touchdown score bet. It's Bucky Irvin, anytime touchdown scorer, plus 115.
Just fading the Saints defense.
Yes.
Is Rachaad White not playing?
No.
What?
Oh, shit.
Well, he's questionable. Sorry, he might play.
He's not on the list, so. That's a fun one for me. Well, they got his rushing and receiving yards out. I don't know why his anytime's not out there.
What's his rushing total?
He might play, but
they don't have Bucky's rushing total up there. They're in shambles
because they don't know if White's playing or not. They're gonna have to adjust it.
That last week Tampa game with that long White run, and then they came back to him after that and gave him carries that I thought it was a series that I thought for sure Bucky was coming out, but it was White again. I think because he had that big run.
He's got dirt on somebody.
It's coming. The transition to a 70-30 White backfield is coming. It just depends on can you figure out what week it happens.
Yeah, I like that. Anything else for this game, boys? Good to go?
No, sir.
Cool. Moving into an abysmal game. Colts versus Titans. Colts on the road in Tennessee here. I know we had a lot of Tennessee bettors.
They have told you that Anthony Richardson is playing. This line has moved 2 whole points towards Tennessee. Anthony Richardson is playing. That is why the line has moved.
They are playing, but I will say there's no quarterback props at all.
I know because it's not official yet, but if they moved it 2 to Tennessee, there's word that AR is playing. I got to play in this game though.
Hit me.
Ugly. It's ugly. But Colts defense. Shout out Sam Shelsky. I'm going to get the teams right. I'm not going to give any teams. Unlike Corey, I got to bring it up. Hand up.
You want
to address it?
I made a mistake. I was looking up opposing quarterbacks rushing yards intended for against the Colts defense, but I was looking it up against the Jags defense because the Jags are playing the Colts that week. That is my fault. Hand up. I admit.
Way to take accountability.
Yep, way to take accountability. But statistical fact that I will give you without actually any numbers, the Colts defensive secondary sucks ass.
Statistical fact.
Statistical fact, they suck ass, and they have been getting torched every week by outside receivers. So we're taking Calvin Ridley over 44.5 receiving yards. It fucking hurts. You're not going to be able to sleep the night before this game because you're just going to be thinking, who's at quarterback for Tennessee? Can they get him the ball? I don't know, but I'm out there playing corner for the Colts. So I'm just going to trust that Brian Callahan on the bye has schemed something up to get the guy they just went out and paid $90 million fucking dollars to steal away from the fucking division rival and the Pats. They outbid everybody to go get this fucking guy. I think they're going to try to get him involved, and it's only 44.5. That's at minus 125, Corey. 1 unit.
Luke, I kind of love your strategy you're going with this week of betting on like shitty wide receivers to get over low numbers.
They're playing
I
bad
can
defensive
respect it.
All right,
secondaries.
who was
Yeah,
it? Luke?
I can respect it.
Calvin Ridley over 44.5 receiving yards.
You know how many
minus
catches he has,
125.
Luke, on the year?
I'm well aware. I drafted him in all my leagues.
9.
He's
Yeah.
probably got money on his total over as
Yeah,
well.
for
I mean,
real.
if it's the fucking rookie or the
That's right.
backup quarterback, whatever, he's gonna get at him in the locker room and be
Also-
like, "Hey, I need the fucking ball."
I want Brian Callahan arrested for his offseason comments where he said, we went out and paid this guy and we're going to use him like Jamar Chase. He said that in a quote, and I want him arrested for that because that is fraud.
Also, if you would have told me on the Tuesday pod, you would have gotten this number at Titans +1. Now it's -3.
Yep. Oh,
Corey's the
three
king
points.
of self promotion on this
He really
podcast.
is. He really is.
When you're
I think
winning,
I've won
you
my.
have-
Hey, let me promote myself. I've won my last 3 Thursday night football bets.
I had
Thursday night's easy. I can't remember the last time I lost a Thursday
Yeah.
night
Yeah,
game.
I won
Just
the
to be
whale
clear.
bet last week and then my bet this week as well. So I
It
mean,
was so easy.
Thursday, it's my favorite day of the week. Thursday.
No, I lost Jesse Weimard. Shout out to you listening. I know you're going to tune in. Sorry about the Debo over in receptions. Tough loss. I know you tailed that when he texted me about it today. Tough.
Damn.
Tough.
Debo had a good game. It's a tough loss when he has a good game.
Yeah. All right, moving on. Moving into the 4:00 slate. Ugly game here.
Bruce slate.
Steelers in Las Vegas
Ugh.
playing the Raiders. I have nothing on this game. Staying as far away from it as possible.
Nope.
Anybody have anything?
Nope.
Nothing.
All the numbers in this game are so low.
I don't have a play because there's a lot of props that aren't out right now because the game sucks. However, if you remember I believe it was a Thursday night, it was a night game. Raiders versus Steelers last year. Calvin Austin had a huge 70, 80 yard touchdown catch in that game. So look for Calvin Austin receiving bets, props out there come Saturday. Good matchup for him.
That makes me not. That doesn't convince me at all. He had one play.
No, he
And
went
so
off.
they're going to run the same play again, and the
Yes,
Raiders won't see
absolutely.
it coming
No,
again.
History repeats itself.
One thing.
First as something, and
He
second
likes
as farce.
he
What
likes
is that
playing the
called?
Raiders. He likes playing the Raiders.
All right.
One thing I do find you maybe could get a little value, and once again, it's really ugly. Corey, you will hate this play. Actually, you guys might all hate this play. Aiden O'Connell starting QB.
Yep, I hate it.
We talked about locker rooms, getting him amped. This line for his passing yards opened up at 174.5. Currently sitting at 183.5 now. I don't mind a ladder up to 250 on this. I just think once again, these ugly games can be fun sometimes. I'm not going to bet it personally. I might just lean it. Maybe I'll bet it a couple units on it. But just something to keep an eye out. That line shouldn't be moving up 9 points.
I might look at what's the odds on Raiders to not score a touchdown this game?
Yikes.
Yeah, I got too much respect for Pittsburgh's defense here in this spot.
I'll take it.
Let me see.
No touchdown score in the full game is only what are these odds on this shit, dude? It's stupid.
Well, you can say
anytime. I'm gonna get it. This is the same thing with the anytime touchdown scores. If there's not another side of the bet for money to come in on to bring the number back down, the number sits at as high as they can make it that people will still bet it. It's nowhere near legitimate value for bets like that.
Stupid. All right,
Luke, I found Raiders to win. Are you saying the Raiders to not score a touchdown?
Yeah.
Steelers to win with a shutout would be plus 2,000.
See, that's not even good either.
How is that good odds?
NFL.
It's not.
NFL. All right, moving on. Chargers on the road in Denver, Colorado, facing the Broncos. This is gonna be a fun game. I'm excited for this game. Luke, do you have anything? You got guns up.
This is the absolute fucking lock it up. Spend the money already. It's in your pocket.
One?
It's no. I'm
okay.
These kickers have been good to me, but we're not going to start up in the units because as soon as I do it, they're all going to start missing. Will Lutz over 1.5 field goals. It is at -120. He has kicked at least. So I'm going to give my speech I gave to the boys. I was doing this math in my head. Don't fact check this math, but this is good math to me. All the kickers that I have bet when I've given you these bets on this podcast have kicked at least 2 field goals. They've at least attempted 2 field goals in each game that I've given you a kicker play. Kickers in the NFL, in my brain, don't fact check this, hit at least 80% of their field goals from no matter what range.
That sounds right.
You are getting at between plus 160, which is the lowest odds I gave you on Young Hoku, to is that Young Wei? Sorry.
Yeah. No, you got it.
Up to like plus 105, I believe, on Evan McPherson 1 week. You're getting that in that range, an 80% hit rate, because all these kickers are kicking at least 2 field goals per game. Will Lutz has kicked at least 2 field goals per game. He has had 1 game where he was a 1 for 2 that would have lost. Every other game he's cashing this bet. You're getting 80% hit rates on these because these red zone offenses are atrocious and these teams are kicking hella field goals.
Let me ask you, have you
played
it in a game with a total this low yet?
I don't know if I have, but I will tell you why I love this. It's because I think that the Chargers defense isn't that fucking good. But I think that the Broncos offense also isn't that good. Mm-hmm. I think there could be chunk plays, but I think it's going to be ugly. I think that they're going to be able to move the ball, not score touchdowns. That's why I'm taking this. I think the total is low because there's not going to be a lot of touchdowns scored, but I think that there could be a lot of kicks in this game. I'm tempted to take Dicker too.
I'm tailing. Put me on it, Corey.
Yeah. Corey, I want 2 units on it, please.
I mean, when a guy's this hot, what are you going to do? You got to jump on.
I'm respectfully not taking it because if I will take it, it will lose.
So. I respect your decision.
When a guy has beat the book, like, you got to ride it till the book catches up. That's.
I have to write the book on this.
Up. Yeah, best New York Times best-selling author Luke Schultz.
Yeah, How I Made $1 Million betting Will Lutz over.
All right. Well, we got some units in that game. Anything else from the boys? Any lines you want to look at, or it's kind of an ugly one as well? Good.
What's Dobbins' rushing total at?
That is a good question. It is set at
the Gus Bus isn't playing, right? I don't think.
I think it's because
Gus isn't going to play.
I would like the under, whatever it is.
Even with Gus not playing.
Yeah.
Like we said on the pod Tuesday, I do think Denver's defense is really good, but I also think that they're probably slightly overvalued based on who they've played so far. And it'd be interesting when they finally play a legit offense, which they're clearly not this week. But yeah.
Are the Jets a legit offense?
The New York Jets?
Yeah. Okay, good. Wanted to air that out. All right. Moving on, Falcons on the road in Carolina. Line is not adjusted for this one at all. Couple I was looking at. I do like Kirk over 252.5. I'm not going to bet it. But like I said, I think this Carolina defense has a lot of flaws. J.C. Horn did get hurt last game. I don't know if he's playing. But like I said, I really can't name another person in their secondary, to be quite honest. So I'm looking at that, and then honestly, I might run under in Bijan again, but this could be one of those games where he just busts one open.
No, I kind of like the over in Bijan.
I know he's not running the ball well currently.
I know it's just I think game script wise, Atlanta should be up in this game. Should be running a lot.
Yeah, I could see that.
I gotta play this game.
I love it.
Deontay Johnson over 61.5 receiving yards. In the 3 weeks that Andy Dalton has played, he's been over this twice. 8 for 122, 7 for 83, and then last week 7 for 23. I saw a compilation video on Twitter of Andy Dalton missing throws that down the field to Deontay. And just his target share has been through the roof since Andy has been in. He is averaging almost 12 targets a game since Andy has been the starting quarterback. And Atlanta has talent in the secondary, but I just think this is just the spot where they're going to feed him the ball, and they might be playing from behind. And I like Deontay Johnson over 61.5 for a unit.
Love that.
A
good one. Luke?
My play is the same play that I played when the Bengals played this team. I might start doing it to every team that plays the Panthers, at least good offenses. It's Younghoe Koo over 2.5 extra points, minus 120. I think the Falcons could score 3 touchdowns. It's that simple.
Wow.
He's a really good kicker.
How many extra points?
Over 2.5, -120.
That will be an interesting one to follow as the day goes on.
Have the
McPherson
Falcons
cashed the first
scored
half.
3 touchdowns in a game yet this year?
They did last week.
Okay.
They've scored 3 touchdowns in a couple of games, but they've been behind in all those games, and they've been going for 2. I expect them to be ahead in this game. I expect them to keep it simple numbers. We're going to score touchdowns. We're going to kick extra points. We're going to win the game. That's what I expect.
All right. Now getting into my game of the week, Detroit Lions in Dallas. I'm gonna go ahead and lead this one off. I have a 5-unit play.
I hope 6 win.
It's
Yeah,
I'm
Oh, no, never mind.
I am ballsing this one up. I just, like I said, 4 or 3 out of the 4 weeks for the Detroit Lions, their number 1 receiver has gone over 100 yards. I think the Lions will be up in this game to a certain extent. And like I said, we talked about it. Dallas is a very one-dimensional offense. I will be putting 5 whole units on CeeDee Lamb over 84.5 receiving yards at -120. Corey, I will be laddering him up to 125 on my personal account as well. I'm not going to bet it on the pod, but I'm putting everything I got. It might be my only play on Sunday because I've been getting kind of shelled by college football. But CeeDee Lamb's going to make me on my coin back, and we're going to roll from there.
Yeah, I got to play this game. I really don't understand why this total is where it is. They have both Detroit running backs totals at 57.5 rushing yards. I will be taking David Montgomery's over 57.5 -110. Cowboys can't stop the run. They did last week because they played Najee, and I think us being on the D line could maybe stop Najee Harris. The guy is beyond washed.
I could at least he wouldn't beat me to the edge.
Yeah, David Montgomery is really fucking good, and they love handing off the ball, especially on early downs. I expect him to be able to get a lot going downhill in this Dallas D.
Luke, I'm also on David Montgomery over 57.5 rushing yards. I was looking at his season so far. It really comes down to how many carries he gets.
Mm-hmm.
In the 2 games that he's had less than 12 carries, he's averaging 37.5 rushing yards per game. In the 2 games that he's had more than 12 carries, he's averaging 98 rushing yards per game. And I think that this is a game that they're going to want to run the ball. They're going to be able to run the ball. They're going to be able to run the ball between the tackles, which is where Montgomery succeeds. And last week, he also had a 40-yard reception. His receptions he's been receiving like
more than
better this year than he has in his entire career. I'm expecting that to regress to the mean in a way that maybe not the yardage totally goes down, but it gets shifted more towards rushing. I love this spot, and honestly, I'm playing it at this total for 1 unit on the pod, but like Hunter said, this might be a spot where I ladder his numbers because I think he can have a huge game. He could have 100 yards in this game if he gets 15 touches.
It's really you're gonna know where you're standing with this bet. I think depending on who gets the ball and how the first drive goes. Because if Lions get the ball first and they're pounding the rock, I love it. If Dallas gets the ball first and CD has fucking 3 catches for 60 yards and a touchdown on the first drive, I don't love it as much. But
yeah, if you can figure out the distribution between Montgomery and Gibbs, you can make a lot of money off of it. I have not watched like every snap of the Lions this year. I've watched them a lot, but
Montgomery's been getting more of the share for sure. But Gibbs is just so much explosive.
Me, in the 2 tight end sets and the 12 personnel and shit, it's almost always Montgomery, and then in the 11 personnel, it's more often Gibbs. But that's not a definite thing. They also just kind of rotate possessions sometimes too. So I don't know that it's exactly 100% predictable.
Yeah. But to your point as well, I've bet Jahmyr Gibbs receptions a couple times this year, and you guys know I love the pass catchers live lines. I can't tell you how frustrating it is going back to like Luke's point. You for real in this Dan Campbell offense, no matter how good either running back is running the ball / catching the ball, you never know which drive they're coming in on. And it's so hard to predict. But yeah, I actually like both the lines, to be honest. They both hit this line in, I think, twice in the same game this year. But I like both. But yeah, I don't think you can go wrong with Monty here. I expect a big game at him as well.
If you include receiving yards, Montgomery's been over in 3 of the 4. And like I said, I don't expect him to be that involved in the receiving game like consistently throughout the year. That's been more of a situational thing, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Corey, you got anything? I know you talked about CeeDee Lamb on Tuesday.
Yeah, I have a play in this game. It's kind of both receivers on each team. It's a CeeDee and Amon-Ra 70-plus receiving yard parlay at plus 120.
Nice.
I like that, getting some value there. Amon-Ra scares me, dude. I don't know what
I was
to
just about to
expect.
say, does it scare you?
I don't know what they're doing with him
kinda
this year.
He was talking to Jaden Reed on his podcast. I saw a clip, and he was talking kind of crazy. And I just saw because someone posted on Twitter, and was like, Amon-Ra really talking crazy, and he's got half of Jaden Reed's receiving yards this year. And I was like, damn.
Yeah, Amon-Ra is crazy. Their whole family is crazy. His father named him Amon-Ra.
And his brother Equanimous.
Right, yeah. And his dad's like he's like a Mr. Universe lifter or something.
Yeah.
They're great.
They're cool.
Cool. All right. Well, good luck to everybody.
Monday night game.
Sunday night game.
That is the Sunday night game, isn't it?
No, it's not.
No.
Oh, it's
Bengals Giants. Bengals Giants.
It's my whale play.
This is a professional program here.
It's my whale play. My bad. My bad.
Forgetting about it.
Yeah,
Bengals.
That's on me.
On the road in New York. You guys have moved up half a point now. It was -3.
I believe so, yes.
3.5 now. -110.
It was 3.5 on Tuesday when we did the
Was it 3.5 on Tuesday?
Okay, 3.5.
Yeah.
I misspoke. I do have a play real quick. I'll go and or I'll just get it out of the way. I'm gonna go T. Higgins over 53.5, -130 for 2 units, Corey. Ever since he's come back, it looks like you really can't go wrong with either Bengals wide receiver. I like Jamar's line of 76.5. The only worry, I just hope this game doesn't get out of hand. I have the Bengals -6.5, and I'm hoping Sunday night games usually aren't blowouts, just from the NFL scripts. But like I said, just super involved in the offense more. And I expect to hopefully see a little bit of Jamar favoritism treatment out of this defense. Definitely the safety shadowing over top, allowing for maybe a T. Higgins big play down the field. I think this could cash in one catch, to be quite honest with you. But like I said, I'm just going to rock with my boy T. Cash me, I think, last week or the week before on his yards as well. So we're going to try and ride the hot hand with this Bengals offense.
Since T's come back, I'm pretty sure he has more targets than Jamar since he's come back.
He's playing unbelievable. He looks great.
Did this game almost get flexed out?
I mean, I don't know what you mean by almost.
I heard that they were thinking about
it. Who source?
Someone on Twitter.
So do you think that
flexed out? What do
you think that the people at the league office were actually thinking about flexing out the New York Giants, who are one of the biggest brands in the NFL and one of the best offenses in the NFL?
My only thought, Detroit.
It would just be Cowboys Lions.
Flexing out a 1-4 team and a what are they?
What are we talking about? It didn't happen. It didn't happen. What are we talking about?
You're right. Okay, you're right.
Cowboys and Lions are also the America's Game of the Week.
The play in this game is Chase Brown's over. It's not available on DraftKings.
He was limited to practice yet today. That's why it's not available.
So is Moss. Yeah. And Brown has increased his share of the touches between the running backs every week this year, from 25 up to 57% of the touches last week. This Giants defense's strength is in the middle up front with Lawrence and their defensive ends. And Moss is on the injury report. And I think that we'll be ahead in the game early as well. We will be running the ball. And Brown is just like the better runner. And I don't know. I like it up to in the 50s probably.
Remember
rushing and receiving total.
Remember I said like after week 2 that Chase needs to outpace Moss? And you call me
crazy. We should fire Zach Taylor and make you the coach.
I mean, honestly, we'd be pretty fucking good, dude. You see my fucking pregame speeches? It'd be incredible.
Joe Burrow also has a rushing line.
I won't be touching that, dog.
6 or no? It's only rushing.
He only runs when he literally has to, and we protect him
when
too
you're
well now.
When you're picking rushing lines for a quarterback that averages like 2 rushes per game, I mean, you might as well just be flipping coins.
Yeah.
Shout out So all the listeners, though, I gave you my whale play, which is 5-0, by the way, under 49
Another
points.
self-plug for Corey. He's averaging 3 podcasts now.
Under 49 points is my whale play for the week. The total has dropped to 47
Yeah,
and a
I
half.
was just about to make a point.
A
of that.
47 flat.
I got it at 47 and a half.
Well, it is 47 flat.
Did it just bump it?
1.5 points.
DraftKings,
You and me, the listeners and I, we have moved this line 2 points since Tuesday. Today's Thursday.
They're scared of you.
You
Corey.
must have
They're
a lot of
both
people tailing you.
scared.
That's what I'm saying.
He's unlike us, Brant. He's branching out on Twitter. All of his followers are seeing these pics.
Oh yeah.
And if they don't even listen, they just have to look on Twitter.
Engagements.
I dig it. All right, wrap it up. But I guess we might do the recap real quick. Buffalo Bills at New York Jets. Weird game for me. I don't know what to expect at either team. I think I said I like Josh Allen a lot in this game. But I'll does anybody have a play? I would love somebody to swindle me in. Corey, talk me into something, please.
I have a play. All right. My play is based on new play calling, Aaron Rodgers basically running the offense, and the Jets probably throwing the fuck out of the ball.
Oh, no, you're wrong here.
The Bills are going to. What are you a Brees guy this week?
Yes, I think Brees is a big week for Brees.
I think the Bills are going to be up, so this is a game script play as well. I like Mike Williams over 2.5 receptions at plus. It's plus money, I believe. Sorry.
How many does he have on the year?
No, minus 120.
Sorry, minus
less than
120.
half that Lazard has, I'm sure.
So Lazard dropped 3 terrible balls last week. So I think what they're going to start doing is it wasn't even raining that hard. Going to start phasing out Lazard because honestly he needs to be phased out because he's not that good, and phasing in Mike Williams because he's a way better receiver than Lazard. So
I will say, Corey, I feel like I don't know where I heard this, but I feel like I heard it somewhere in the preseason that Mike Williams might be coming on slow this year, and they're working him back in to make sure he stays healthy.
From injury, yeah.
I don't remember where I heard that, but I feel like I did. But also, I think this bet's dumb. I don't like this bet.
He got hit hard last week, either last week or 2 weeks ago, and he popped right back up. So good sign.
Yeah. Rodgers and Allen 2+ touchdowns thrown are both plus 150.
James Cook might not play.
I know. It's just Josh Allen might run the fuck out of the ball. I feel like he's due for one of these, but I'm gonna stay away from this game. Corey, good luck on your bet.
Is Khalil Shakir playing?
He should be.
Not listed on the flops yet, but he probably will play.
Anybody else have any picks? I have one last pick. One final pick.
Hit me.
I'm adding this to my card. We don't usually do this, but this is a fucking free bet. The line is disrespectful as shit. Give me the Buckeyes -3, bitch. 3 fucking units on that shit, baby. -108.
I agree.
Corey.
I agree.
What the fuck are we talking about? Alshon Jennings, nope, I'm not downplaying Alshon Jennings. He's a dog. Had I think like 180 yards and 3 touchdowns against Oregon. We're going to run the ball down their fucking throat. Chip Kelly revenge game. Give me the Buckeyes, baby. We fucking blow this team out. We're number 1 on Monday morning.
I agree.
What's the juice?
I don't like Oregon.
Ohio State -3, -108. And I'm sick of all the Oregon fans on Twitter. Shut the fuck up. You guys play patty cake ass football. You've never won a meaningful game in your entire fucking history.
I have placed a significant wager already on a specific NBA team to win the finals.
It's the Warriors.
Are we gonna indulge or do you want to save it for the pod?
It's a Western Conference team. We'll just say that. So it won't be on the pod tomorrow. But yeah, there's one team that I like a lot to win the finals.
It's gonna be the Kings.
Yeah, it's the Kings.
All right. Well, do we want to go over the
Thursday night? I mean,
real quick. I didn't watch a lot of this game, so I'll let you guys kind of carry the torch here.
Yeah, I mean, the 49ers started off strong with Mason running down their throats like we thought they would. And then he got hurt, and their third string running back was not as good as Jordan Mason.
Who the fuck is that guy? I've never heard.
No idea.
He had 9 rushes for 100 yards, Luke.
Yes, he had a 65-yard breakaway in the fourth quarter with 2 minutes left.
That one doesn't count.
Whatever. Does Rashad White's 50-yarder count?
Yes.
Good enough.
All right.
Yes.
Seahawks. This is one of those ones where I think the box score actually is a little deceiving, unlike how Connor says it about every game. I never was worried about San Francisco once in this game. I don't know if you guys were. They just came in. They knew they needed to win this game to keep pace in the division after already dropping 2. They were the better team, and they showed it, and they won the game. Let's talk about the refs, though. What are we even doing in the NFL anymore? I mean, it's honestly fucking embarrassing when the entire nation can see you on primetime television, whole world watching, and you let these fucking bozos go out there and just butcher calls and just be blatantly wrong. It's incredible. And the best part about it is every crew, I don't know how the NFL allows this. They let the TV crews that are broadcasting their games have ex-officials in their fucking TV crew rooms, and they bring them in to tell you how wrong the dumbasses on the fucking TV are every time they get these calls wrong.
I gotta disagree with you there, Luke. The guys in the booth almost, I would say over 90% of the time agree with the referees.
Okay. Yes, but when they don't, it's a fucking bad look, especially when everyone else can see that clearly touched his fucking thumb. And it ended up not mattering whatsoever. But
their explanation was dumb to be like, well, the camera footage that they get is not as good as what we get on TV.
Like, why is it not? Why is it not as good? Why is it not better?
What happens in the game? Why is it not better?
It should be the best. It should be literally the best.
And also, the illegal shift on the DK touchdown that got called back was bullshit. Yeah. That was not an illegal shift. Tyler Lockett was set.
You hit your over, buddy.
You don't understand. Joel, you don't understand the rules.
I don't understand why there's not a chip in the ball either, so we can see how far it gets.
Yeah,
there is a chip in the ball. It just is not allowed to be used for spotting.
Why not?
I don't really care. I like the chains on the island hill. I like the chain gang.
I like the chains.
Like the chains. You like umpires. I like chains. Shout out my Yankees.
Corey, here's why they don't use the chip in the ball to spot. Have you ever watched Premier League soccer? Yes. The chip in the ball for offsides and the VAR for offsides has ruined the fucking game. It has made it so that if it is even to the small, like a player makes a really great play and a really great cut and a great pass behind him.
It's really cool though when they bring up the technology. It is really cool.
We're talking about technology.
You can watch.
Keep your technology away from my beautiful game.
EPL and see how many great goals get brought back because of a hair's length that gets reviewed by VAR. That's why they don't use the chip
in the English Premier League. Name one player. Go.
Mbappe.
No.
Nope.
Close.
All right, next segment. What's up next?
The game that I love.
Sorry, I don't play FIFA, Corey. Don't I think you're some fucking expert. You open FIFA packs.
I wanted to ask, you guys watched it. Is Brandon Ayuk officially dead again?
No.
I see on here 2 receptions, 37 yards. Corey,
they just didn't throw him the ball.
That guy's deader than dead.
And that's dead, Corey, unfortunately.
No,
I had it. I told you guys I was cooking up a take about the Niners and why they were struggling this season. It's not because they're missing McCaffrey. It's not because of Super Bowl hangover. They've lost a decent amount of their aura. All right? Ayuk cut the dreads, lost his aura. Debo changed from number 19 to number 1, lost his aura.
They lost the mandate of heaven. They don't have it anymore.
They don't have it. That's my take on why they're being bad.
The thing is, Ayuk was creating separation this game. Brock or Kyle
Stop coping.
He wasn't in the game plan. Stop coping, Joel.
That's also Luke's take for why he loves the Texans too.
I love Ayuk defenders. He's so good at running routes and creating separation. Yeah, cool. T. Higgins fucking dunks on people. He's way better.
T. Higgins is not better than Brandon Ayuk.
Yes, he is. But we can have that conversation later.
I love T.
Brandon Ayuk has had a better career. Who would I take going forward is a different question.
Pull up career numbers; they're almost identical, and T has played less games.
Similar. They're pretty similar because we've had this argument before.
Yeah, we've had it before. All right. Anybody else? Anything else? Anything to say about the Seahawks? Gino had a really bad game on his birthday.
Shout out Noah Fant. I had his I had his reception ladder 3, 4, 5, and 6. Cashed all the way through. He caught 2 passes on the final drive of the game to cash the full ladder. So good for you, Noah.
I promise I will lay my life on the line. Gino's not getting benched for Sam Howell.
Yeah, no chance.
Not happening.
Not yet. Not yet. But all right. Well, Brant, you got something?
On the TV right now, they got Ryan Fitzpatrick wearing a Bengals hoodie.
Okay.
Fuck.
Luke,
Yeah.
you're minus 0.4 weighted units.
Wow.
What am I,
Almost.
Corey?
We're so
am I down?
close, man.
Am I,
We're so
am I up
close.
1.8. 1.8.
Yeah.
Where am I at,
Tough
Corey?
one.
Brant, Joel, did you have a bet today?
I don't know.
No, so you're
Okay.
at the same number you were at on Tuesday.
All
He
right.
just wants you to say that it's positive. He wants you to say it out loud. Say it.
I'm going green this
No.
week.
All right.
You can tune into the Tuesday pod to see what Joel's at.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that is a wrap. Thursday night player props. Short one, quick one. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. We do have 2 NBA segments coming out. I don't necessarily know how we're gonna do the pod because we have 4
Big
NBA
pod.
guys right
Big
here.
pod coming.
Big pod. Like I said, I don't really know how we're gonna fit NFL and NBA together.
We'll talk about it
We'll
after we
figure
get
it
out.
But like I said, we will figure it out. 2 podcasts coming, one being filmed tomorrow, and then one potentially on Sunday or Monday. Sometime in the near future, but you guys can expect that. But other than that, we will see you guys tomorrow, Saturday morning.
Awesome.
Peace.
I need $1 bad.